Sorry for not posting yesterday. Stay tuned after the video. You will find out what went down yesterday and the new surprise that I have. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name's Jace, aka the Golden Phoenix. I'm joined here by my co-captain, Eddie Fontenot, and the brains of the operation, Hayden Swallow. Today's video, we are going to talk about the plans for the channel, while also talking about personal plans for future, with our dreams, what challenges can arise while trying to achieve next year's dreams and all that. Without further ado, let's get on with the video. Stop it. Today, our first topic will be what are some of our goals that we each have for 2019 for this channel, also with personal life goals. Hayden, what are your plans for this year?
For this upcoming year, well, personally, I'm going to mainly be focused on working towards my first degree, finishing my time here at this college, moving out, and starting my life the next big step in Lafayette, and definitely working to continue my relationship that I have with my current girlfriend, and continuing to build the love we share in God and such. For the channel, if you're asking about that, it's more about aiding where I can, helping when I can. If you're still going to be going to LSUE, not next semester, but the semester after that, after I move out, I'll be visiting to help out whenever I can, trying. Understandably, it'll be limited, because I'll be 45 minutes away. But
it's not like I don't go there every day.
I mean, yeah, but I'll also be doing classes and such. But yeah, we'll see. But no, that's about all. Next year's just gonna be a keep working year. Try not to go insane from the workload I'm kind of putting on myself.
I got you.
But it should all be worth it. It's gonna be an eventful year, that's for sure. But yeah,
Eddie?
Well, for me personally, it's a bit similar to his, minus the girlfriend part, because, well, yeah. But no, I'm gonna keep on working here. Yeah, no, but no, I'm just gonna keep on doing what I'm doing here, working towards my degree as well. This year I definitely want to work a lot harder, however, because I've kind of gotten a little bit lazy. This semester that just ended and everything, not working as hard as I could have. And I want to turn that around next semester. In regards to the channel, the main goal isn't anything to do with subscribers or view counts. If that comes, it's great and everything, but the main goal is to be able to help people. And we're going to continue as much as we can uploading on a regular schedule. That way we have more of a schedule, so people can know when to come check us out. If they need anything, any help, we're there. Maybe the things we say will really help get them through tough times. If they have any specific things that they want to hear, maybe they'll leave comments once we get bigger, attract more attention. That way we can tackle the specific things that people want to hear.
Okay, for this channel, personally, I want to set a high goal, like 500,000 subscribers. If we don't get there, it'll be okay, but it'll drive me to push for better content, for basically to better this platform to where we can reach out more. That's the only reason why I want better subscribers. Personally, I want to push out my book. I guess for my personal goal for this channel would be 500,000 subscribers, because that'll push me to make better content, push out to be a regular upload basis for basically what Eddie said, was to help raise awareness for this mental health and for bullying, because I've gone through it my whole entire life. I was bullied in elementary. I could recall some of the times I've been bullied. Once was when one of my friends was thought he was playing a game with another one of his friends and came behind me. The friend that came behind me was sat on all four legs, and my friend that I thought was a friend at the time came up and pushed me to where I fell, and basically it tore me down. Every little incident like that. So I'm wanting to make the world a better place, whether it's changing a life one person at a time or a million. Personal goals. My personal goal would be to push out my book for 2019, to start my first business in 2019, and to, do YouTube as a fun, creative way to express myself, because I don't feel like I have that platform, and I feel like YouTube, it gives me that platform to do this. What are some of the hurdles that might occur while achieving our dreams, Hayden?
Well, for me, mainly it'd be things such as stress, dedication, making sure that I'm working on my my school and classes as the work comes to me, rather than putting it off till last minute like I've been doing lately, or been doing my whole life. And then after that, bills, because I'll be moving out. A lot of money's gonna be flowing out of my pocket, probably faster than I can put it in there. And due to this strain, it might put some considerable amount of stress on my relationship. And as I said, I want to work to make sure that that relationship only grows. So I need to make sure that I stay who I am and not shun her, or not, grow apart, and that I also dedicate time to her. So the strain on the relationship would be a hurdle to overcome. Obviously not the relationship itself. Other than that, nothing too seriously major. Finding a suitable roommate that's not too crazy or insane is another big one. But other than that, no. Next year looks really plausible for me.
Eddie?
Well, I'd say really the only thing for me, to be honest, is I need to have the motivation to procrastinate a lot less, because I really do wait until the last minute for basically everything. In all honesty, I remember one thing this semester was a psychology thing I had to do, where it was like there were various questions, of course, that had to be done, and then the last question I didn't realize, because I didn't bother to look at it until last minute. It was like, oh yeah, you have to have like this whole essay type thing, typed out for it. So I'm like, wow, maybe this time I bit off a lot more than I can chew. I, however, did end up getting it done with like just 1 minute to spare before it had to be turned in, pretty much. And I got the whole thing done in about 10 minutes total, probably. And it's kind of one of those things where it makes me think, wow, if I can do this stuff this well in the last 10 minutes that it has to be done, if I actually stopped procrastinating and worked on things hard from the beginning, I really do believe, that I could go far.
Yeah, I definitely can understand that. Most of my life was spent waiting till the last minute for various kind of due dates. And on my essays, I love writing essays when I finally start them, but I hate the anticipation to start them. And I pump out these pretty good essays for last minute works. And I always wondered what would it be like if I just sat down of my own free will and just wrote.
Right. Yeah. Like I've taken 2 different speech classes so far, and in both of them, we had 3 speeches in each class. All of my speeches, pretty much, besides the last one, I didn't work on it, at all in the time that we had beforehand. The day that it was my turn to get up there and go, the morning of, I would just come up with a rough idea on what my speech would be, and then just wing it when I get up there. And apparently I'm so good at it that this teacher that claims she can tell with anybody if you didn't practice, how much you worked on it and everything, she couldn't tell at all. And I got great, grades on it every time. Like I said, if I would just, stop procrastinating, probably even better.
My hurdles would have to be okay, to stop looking back on my book and basically saying, this needs to be tweaked, this needs to be tweaked, that needs to be tweaked, and just finish up the book like my aunt said, and then go back and add more uh, muscular structure. I guess it's like a skeletal structure to start on, and then go back and add the muscle, the whatever you want to call it, to the book to make the book a little bit more interesting. To start my first business, my self-esteem has not been there my whole life. Family threw me down so far that basically I don't have self motivation to do basically what it is that I'd like to do, and to pursue my passion. My passion, I think, I put it on the back burner because I don't think family would like for me to pursue that at the time. I'm pursuing other things at the same time. But to me, it's like I could do all this if you give me a chance. And basically, that's what I've been doubting myself on. Do I give myself a chance or do I not? And it bothers me how I'll put everything on the back burner, from starting my first business to ending up with 3 other businesses that I also want to do. YouTube wise, the only obstacle would be time management, time planning, making this a little bit more professional than what it really is, and putting a lot of thoughts into it instead of just going in and winging it like we've been doing for the past few videos. But that's basically what it is. What can you do to make your dreams a reality? Hey.
Personally, I just have to learn to have dedication. I was blessed with the gifts for my field that I want to go into, which is teaching, as you know. And, I love to lecture and I love to keep talking. So the majority of the amount of effort I have to put in is simply paperwork and making sure I have everything turned in on time, and various other minute things such as that. And with Olivia, how to make sure that stays growing. I just have to be there for her. That's the most important thing in a relationship, is to be there for the person that you care about, and or any relationship, not even romantic. Be there for the people you care about, and make sure that you listen to them, care about them, and put in the same amount of effort that they're putting in. So you don't, chase them away, but also so that you don't lose them in the process. It's a give and take kind of thing. But that's all it really is for me. Next year, as I said, it's more of just busy work and steps to take.
Eddie?
Well, me, it's pretty much, again, the same as Hayden, except I'm going to become a vet. So, it's a lot about, needing the dedication, because that's definitely a very competitive field. It's definitely going to be, very hard to accomplish, as well as I have to, see, right now I'm not really involved in any of the actual, veterinarian work right now. It's all, the general studies, because I'm, still not even 2 years into LSUE. So it's definitely about, realizing that it's not all going to come at once. I got to go through a lot of things before I get to the point that I want to get to. And just because, I'm not there yet, I shouldn't give up. I got to keep on moving forward and push through the admittedly pretty boring stuff to, get to where I want to go. And other than that, right now my main goals are to become a veterinarian, and, to really get myself to that point in life. I don't really have any goals in terms of, romance like Hayden does right now. If that comes, it does. If it doesn't, oh well, right now it's mainly school that I'm focused on.
Right. What I can do to make this a reality for me is to stop thinking about what other people think of me as I'm achieving this, because it's only going to put my mindset a little bit more down than bringing it up, because basically I've learned to feed off of other people and other people's negativities, and that's wrong to do of me to myself, because it's just not healthy to feed off of negativity, whether it be family, friends, or other people outside of the social groups that I'm in. Also, to get over my fears of being in the front of the camera a little bit more, to where I could stop stuttering and all that, and get my ideas out more fluently than it normally would. And basically don't worry about what other YouTubers think about me and all that, about this group. I mean, we are an excellent group as I've seen so far, and I've really come close to y'all as family and all that. I mean, I would depend on y'all for almost anything if it came down to it. But yeah, that's one of the main things I can do in order to make my dreams become a reality and all that. What can you do to have a positive mindset and not have a mental breakdown within this dreams you're chasing?
Well, for me, the most important thing is to simply enjoy the little things. I think they're the most important, because if you focus too much on the future, if you focus on the light at the end of the tunnel too much, you'll miss the sights. You won't see what's around you. You know, there's always something good in your life. You might be focusing too much on the dark, but there is always something good there. It's just something that people tend to look over because the rest of the life's so crap. But even though I'm gonna be stressed all heck next semester trying to get all my credits for my degree, even though I'm gonna be probably pushed to the point of near tears from the bills by next year, by like this point next year, I'm still gonna have friends that truly care about me, and people in my life that I truly care about. And if I focus on that, and if I remember that, hey, things aren't too bad right now. I don't need to keep wishing that I'm where I'm gonna be one day. Right now is part of my life, and I should enjoy it as any other second in it. And that's all you really need.
Basically, smell the roses on the side of the road as you're traveling, is what you're saying.
Yeah, just take in the sights as you walk, you know. Enjoy what you have while you have it, and don't just take it for granted. You know, that's something I've lived a long time doing, and I told myself I never would again.
Eddie?
You know, one thing I think is very important, especially nowadays, is you gotta pace yourself. You don't gotta rush towards the end so much. You know what I mean? Like, especially, like I said, nowadays, a few years ago, we had to ask for permission just to go to the restroom in high school, and now all of a sudden we have to decide right now what to do with our lives. We really don't have to do that. You know? If you want to take a few years off, it's fine. If you need to take a break, it's absolutely fine, because it's not a straight path to, you know, to your end, to your goal. It's a path that's going to have a lot of detours and everything, you know. As long as you get back to the main path in the end, it's fine. Just don't rush yourself, because it's just going to stress you out, and it's just going to make it not even feel like it's worth it once you got to the end. Like you said, enjoy the little things, and just, you'll get there when you get there.
And I can't stress enough how correct Eddie is with the whole, it's not a direct path. I mean, I know personally, whenever I get my degree, I don't plan on immediately jumping into my field. I actually plan on taking some time, you know, working as a youth minister, traveling around with this, hopefully if I can track him down, the youth group company that worked for my confirmation. I'd love to do what they did, which was just drive around doing retreats for kids and helping them find God, which is something that a certain youth minister showed me that I love to do. And I love to talk about God, I love to talk about life and being happy and how to make others happy, or how to make yourself happy, really. You know, so that's extremely important.
Y'all basically took the words out of my mouth. The only thing I would add would be to focus more on yourself at this point, because you're not going to get any younger. And the here and the now is more important than the future, because the future is what can be, I guess you could say, than it is right now. I mean, you're going to be missing out on so much traveling in life than you are gonna be in the future, because in the future you got everything you basically want and all that, and it's gonna come. I mean, it's not gonna come easy, but it's gonna come at the pace that God ultimately wants it. You can't stop that, basically, and when He feels you're ready for it, He'll give it to you, no matter if you're prepared for it or not.
I've always
to happen at this time, I guess I'm trying to say.
I've always seen, like, as you said, you emphasize the significance of traveling and seeing the sights. I've always seen staying in one place for too long as living blind, because you're hearing about all these sights and wonderful places throughout the world, but you never get to actually experience them for yourself. You never get to see the colors of the waterfall as it drifts down. You never get to see the basilicas in Rome. You never get to see, the Great Steppe, or you never get to see the desert. You just hear about them. Oh, I know the Sahara Desert's big and awesome. Never seen it. Oh, I know Rome's a beautiful place. I've never seen it. It's just like, it's a waste, really, to live your life without seeing everything that this world has to offer.
Any advice or motivation for our viewers that are watching at home?
It sounds cheesy, but just don't give up. If you have dreams, sure, work towards them, but make sure that while you're working towards them, you're not throwing away every other opportunity. Life is this great maze full of dead ends and full of choices to make, and if you just keep wandering about hoping to get to the end, you'll just waste your time.
Basically, if one door closes, another one opens, is what you're saying.
Essentially.
Eddie?
Well, I would say, going back to one of the previous things I said, in that, it's perfectly all right to take breaks, and just know that it's also never too late to get back on that original main path that gets you your end goal. I mean, I know not everybody is going to take the college route. Some people would rather go into the workforce, and that's perfectly fine. But in regards to the college route, for example, I've seen people here that are, 50s and 60s sometimes, they're coming back because they know it's not too late to get back on that path. Now, granted, of course, I wouldn't advise you wait that long, but at the same time, life happens, and if you do get to that point, or if you're at that point right now, just know that it's not too late.
I've had classes with one of the parents whose kids come to the CSE sometimes. It's weird. Continue.
Yeah, but it's a good thing too that they, they're
taking
life seriously. They're going and they're getting back on track.
I've always extremely respected it. My father went back to college. He didn't.
Definitely.
He didn't finish it the first time he went.
Definitely.
He dropped out.
There's nothing wrong. with
Nothing
that.
wrong at all.
I mean, some of the best entrepreneurs, book artists,
Like Steve Jobs and such. I
Animators.
think Bill Gates too.
Yeah. inventors.
Yeah.
I mean, I can name off the top of my head one of my favorite podcasts to listen to is by Andy Frizella. Andy goes and he basically says in his story of how he first acquired his company, which is a supplement company, Firstborn. He basically lives in the back of his first store with nothing but a mattress. His first 5 years of opening the doors at his business, he had to work a regular job along with working at his store because he did not have that backing that other people would have if they were basically in the position to make those decisions. But he dropped out of college and still made a good life for himself and for his wife. the only motivation I can give is to keep your heads up, because if you look down or you look to the side without noticing what's in the front of you, you're gonna miss a lot of things. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You are going to miss a lot of things that are really going to make you regret not taking those choices within the first chances you get, because those chances are not always going to be there for you. Some of them will come, and you just got to be ready to jump in head first for it, even though it might not seem logical at the time. But if it's what God wants you to do, that's basically what you're going to end up having and making yourself happy at the time. Without further ado, I think that was the last thing on our agenda. Okay, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, push the bell for the notifications when we post, and follow us on Instagram at the Golden Phoenix Project. Have a nice day. Have a Merry Christmas. And we'll be back within maybe a few weeks, maybe even a week from now. Have a nice day. In a land far, far away is where I am contacting you. Today's video is sponsored by Intotheam. Their link is in the description below, along with a promo code to support this channel. We don't know how the next week or so is gonna play out, because we don't have anything planned for it right now, because we are trying to hit a milestone at 100 subscribers. I will release something that is awesome, something that I am ecstatic to reveal. With that said and done, hit the link below into the ATM, which is in the description, with a promo code to help support this channel in upgrading our equipment and upgrading our sound. Our Instagram is in the description below too, if you want to follow that. Thank y'all. Have a nice